Hey, you!
May Innos protect you.
How's it going?
I thank Innos that I can be here in the monastery.
I need a few things.
Theft is a violation of the rules of the monastery. These transgressions must be punished. Thus is the law of Innos. You will pay an appropriate penalty to the monastery.
How much?
50 gold pieces.
I want to pay the penalty.
I accept your donation. May Innos protect you.
All the dragons are dead.
That is good news indeed, but it does nothing to change our situation, which seems hopeless. The Seekers still have not left. On the contrary, I hear more and more reports that during these last few days, their numbers have even increased. Killing off the dragons has dealt the enemy a blow, but it did not suffice. We need to dig this evil out by the roots.
I talked to the dragons.
What did they say?
They kept talking about the power of their master and how he settled in the halls of Irdarath.
Innos be with us. The Black Temple has regained its power and is now sending its henchmen into our world.
What are these halls of Irdarath?
The Eastern Invocation Temple of the god Beliar. There are 4 of them in the land of Mertana, but this one is probably the most terrifying temple of all. About 40 years ago, the northern and western temples of this horrible deity were destroyed. The brave knights of that time gave their all to raze those mighty constructions to the ground. Back then, the black hordes of the enemy were helpless against the superior numbers and the heroic courage of the knights and paladins. It would have been easy to destroy the other 2 temples as well and rid the land of evil forever. But after the second temple fell, they simply disappeared.
Disappeared? An entire temple? Yeah, right.
Do not mock me. The situation is serious. If the halls of Irdarath have indeed regained their power, then it will not be easy to defeat the enemy. For that, you would have to find it first. And I think that this will be your next and hardest task.
We shall see. Zardas's book, which was believed to be lost. Where is it?
I have been expecting you would ask that, but I fear that it will be of no help to you. It has been magically sealed. I took it to one of our lower vaults, and even we have so far tried in vain to open it. That accursed Zardas has played a dirty trick on us.
Can I see the book?
Be my guest. I cannot imagine you being successful where the greatest masters of our monastery have failed. But go ahead and give it a try. Telamon is not going to stop you.
What about a little blessing? I could surely use it.
May Innos stand between you and harm on all the unholy paths you will have to walk.
What are you planting here?
We're trying to grow healing plants that Master Neoras can use to brew potions.
So, how's it going?
Oh, thank you for your concern, Sir Paladin. I enjoy the work, and I am certain to be selected as a magician soon.
That'll only cause more trouble.
The things I could tell you.
That'll only cause more trouble.
How's life in the monastery?
I'm going out of my mind here. But anyway, thanks for the hint. Milton was indeed able to help me get a place here. I feel really stupid among those ever-nagging do-gooders. Well, what's a body to do? Before I starve in town, I'd rather do what the novices tell me to.
Nobody ever asks me.
You'll be all right, I think.
Just imagine, I'm expected to weed their garden. If this carries on much longer, I'll go bonkers. What I need is some good old planks beneath my feet.
You can't go on like this forever.
I'm staying out of it.
So it says in the scriptures.
The path of virtue is long and rocky.
Hey, you! You seem to have worked up a sweat.
Yes, I'm completely exhausted. For days I've been trying to get this confounded concoction to work. I just can't do it.
What kind of a potion is that supposed to be?
I bought the recipe from a traveling salesman. It mentions some curious but rather interesting things. I'm not sure if this potion really does anything, but my thirst for knowledge impels me to continue.
What's the problem?
The recipe says something about a dragon egg. Of course, I don't have one of those things. So I've been trying to simulate that ingredient. However, with little success thus far. If one of those things should ever roll across your path in some cave, then think of me.
So what are you using instead of the dragon egg?
Believe me, you don't want to know.
I'll see what I can do.
Hey, that was only a joke. I do not believe you will really find a dragon egg.
Just wait. Here, I've got a dragon egg for you.
You're trying to pull my leg. It's real. I hadn't thought it possible. Where did you find it?
I'd rather keep that to myself.
Excellent. What do you want for it?
Give me some of the potion when it's ready.
All right, but as I said, I have no idea what will come from it. Come back later when I have finished it.
I'll never get this open without the right key. Hey, you!
The hammer has disappeared. How could that happen? I have failed. Now Innos will punish me.
I'm bringing back the hammer.
So it's you who took it. It is not my place to judge you. Innos shall administer his justice upon you, and you shall receive his punishment.
You are not permitted to go further. Turn back.
Pyrocar says I'm allowed to examine Zardas's book.
So he says that. All right, you may enter. The book you are looking for is over there on the alchemist's bench.
Can't go on like this forever.
That will never change.
I never would have thought.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
You already know what I think.
Can't rely on that.
Could have told you that before.
You don't have to tell me that.
That'll only cause more trouble. Nobody ever asks me.
Zarek Bundardo. Ah, the book's open. There's a letter and a key hidden inside.
Do you really think?
I couldn't get away.
So that's where you're hiding out. Damn far away. I'll need a ship to get there.
Tell me that isn't true.
Do you really think?
I'm staying out of it.
That's just what I said.
That was no big
There have been all kinds of rumors.
same old thing all over again.
I've been able to open Zardas's book.
What? How did you do that? It well nigh drove me to despair.
Zardas told me the trick.
Ah, is that it? How interesting. I can only hope for you that Zardas's bad influence is not going to spoil you. I am warning you. Do not fall for the tricks of that old devil. You might come to regret it.
I know where to find the halls of Irdarath. The temple is on an island. I found a nautical chart which shows the way.
That is great. Then you will need a ship and a crew in order to face the enemy. But remember, you need to be well prepared if you want to vanquish the Master of Irdarath.
Where can I find a crew?
Your crew should consist of men you can trust. Talk to your friends and think about who could be useful to you once you are on the island. You are going to need a magician as well. But alas, I cannot spare a single man from the monastery. You will have to ask a magician who is not working within the monastery.
What are the Tears of Innos?
The Tears of Innos are nothing but an old child's tale. It tells of how the battle between Innos and Beliar started at the beginning of time.
I found this potion.
That cannot be. I cannot believe it.
What's the matter?
If these are really the genuine Tears of Innos, then...
Hardly.
Do not interrupt me. If these are the real Tears of Innos, then we have a powerful weapon against the enemy.
What do you mean by weapon?
Legend has it that under the influence of this substance, the warriors of Innos were able to perform almost superhuman deeds. They were immune to all kinds of exhaustion and had the strength of 2 bears. The greatest heroic feats of the olden days were only made possible by the tears of Innos.
I understand.
But the tears can bring suffering and death as well. Only the members of our order may drink this draught. Anyone else, even the paladins of our Lord, would face a cruel death.
So what are the tears of Innos?
When Innos realized that he had to fight Beliar, his own brother, in order to preserve creation, his sorrow was great. He started to weep, and his tears fell down onto the world. There were many of them, for his heart was so full of grief that he wept for 13 years.
Get to the point.
The people who found his tears and tasted them were filled with supernatural strength and clarity. They recognized the wisdom of Innos' creation and began to serve him. They were the first members of the Community of the Fire. The tears gave them strength, courage, and wisdom. But that is all very long ago, and it has been more than 250 years since anyone last set eyes on a tear of Innos.
What about a little blessing? I could surely use it.
May Innos stand between you and harm on all the unholy paths you will have to walk.
Nobody wants to know.
There have been all kinds of rumors.
Can't rely on that.
May Innos illuminate your path.
Hey, you!